Good morning and Jai children. How are you all doing? Hope you all must have started revising your syllabus. Am I right? Yes, beta. Don't be lenient with your studies. As our UT test, UT2 is approaching, start revising your syllabus. Subject wise, the syllabus is already forwarded to you. Okay? So don't be careless with your studies. And don't forget to revise your word meanings also this time. Especially in English, I am talking about that must revise your word meanings also. A part of the question answers and the exercises being given. The other exercises have been given. Okay. Now, today we are going to learn how to solve a reading comprehension. Okay, reading under reading comprehension you must have solved the unseen passages. So the same today we are going to learn how to solve a reading comprehension. So let's proceed toward the class, children. First, at first, this is important to understand what is reading comprehension or what is comprehension. First of all, we talk about what is the meaning of comprehension. Bit of comprehension means to comprehend something or to understand something. Comprehension only means to understand. Understand means, suppose right now ma'am is teaching you, okay? So little matter you are trying to understand through my instructions, by the instruction I am giving you, and little matter you are understanding through the matter given on my screen. So here in two ways you are trying to comprehend. So comprehension means comprehend. So basically the comprehension is of two types. Listening comprehension and reading comprehension. Listening comprehension means the whatever you understand or comprehend by listening. And reading comprehension means whatever you understand by reading. Okay, like in class, in the physical class, when ma'am explain you something or when ma'am gives you any instruction, so how do you understand? You understand by listening. So that is listening comprehension. And when you read a chapter or when you read a story, so you understand the whole plot, its character, the features, their qualities. How do you understand that? That you understand by reading only. So that is called reading comprehension. In simple language, I am concluding what is comprehension, children. When you understand something by listening, जब आप सुन के समझते हैं किसी चीज को, that is listening comprehension. And what is reading comprehension? When you understand by reading, जब आप किसी चीज को पढ़ के समझते हैं, that is reading comprehension. अच्छा, tell me one thing. Suppose you want to prepare a dish and you have gone to your mama and said, Mama, how to prepare a dish? So what she does? She simply explain you everything. That arrange these ingredients and this is the matter and just go and cook it. So how you have understood the whole procedure? You understood the whole procedure by listening only. So this is listening comprehension. And suppose you have prepared a dish after reading in a recipe book. So there, so nobody has instructed you, nobody has told you the whole procedure. How you have understood to prepare that recipe? By reading only in the recipe book. So that is your reading comprehension. In your syllabus beta, you have only reading comprehension. So today we will talk about the reading comprehension only. Okay, are you getting my point? We will learn about how to solve reading comprehension. Beta, comprehension is a very important skill, and this skill is important for reading. Basically for reading, when you read something, so as better you understand, that better you can solve it. Like suppose you have read a chapter in your literature book, Okay, and after that you answer the questions, given questions. So how will you able to answer those questions unless you understand it better? The same thing we do with the in literature. We understand the whole chapter, and then we answer those questions. So there we do reading comprehension only. So today we will learn that how to solve a reading comprehension, that how we should deal with a reading passage, that we solve it correctly, because it's a very mark scoring part. It gives a half to height to your scores. So those who are good in understanding, those who are able to solve these unseen passages well, they must have noticed that they score good marks in the subject. Okay, so today first of all we discuss that how we should deal with comprehension passage. Here on the screen, children, you can see that some instructions have been given for effective comprehension. What are the instructions? You can see the five instructions have been given with the figure. The first instruction is activating prior knowledge. Prior knowledge means the knowledge you already have in your mind. So, activating prior knowledge, when you start reading something, anything, any story, or any event, or any kind of description that is given to you, when you start reading it, so you start linking that information with the information you already have in your mind, in your memory. So that the link that you maintain, when you start linking that information given in the passage with your prior knowledge, so that what exactly is it? With the reading, with each and every word, with each and every line, you start linking that matter with your previous knowledge, with your prior knowledge. Okay, then next is monitoring comprehension. Monitoring comprehension, you start paying attention on the important part of that reading passage, means which word is important, which line is having the important information that I must keep in my mind, which word is new for me, or this word has some extra information about the passage. Such kind of link you start with the passage, you start maintaining with the passage. So you start monitoring that word. Okay, then my next instruction is using graphic organizers. Graphic organization means sometime while needing we need to draw a flow chart or some kind of graphical presentation to understand that passage well. So in case if you think that the given passage, the passage which is given to you to read and to understand, to comprehend, and you are not able to read it, you are not able to understand it properly only by reading, so with the help of a flow chart or the graphical presentation, you can understand it better. You can try a flow chart or a graphical presentation to understand it better. So you can take the help of a flow chart or something. Okay, then answering questions. After that, when you start solving the exercises, you have to answer some of the questions. Okay, so for that, the understanding of that passage is must. After that, generating questions. Sometimes the questions are very confusing, they are not clear in their meaning. So in that case we need to cross question that question. Is it asking for the person, or is it asking for a reason, or means what is the demand of that question? Only then you can answer it correctly. Okay, now let's discuss all these points in the form of the sentences now. Here you can see, children, what is written. The first point is read the passage thoroughly. As I told you, children, while reading, give your full attention to that passage. Don't be lenient, don't be overconfident while reading. Don't skip any word or any line while reading the passage. And most important, until or unless you are not understood with the meaning of that line, don't start with the next. Read a sentence twice, thrice, keep on reading it unless you are clear with its meaning. Only then you must proceed towards the next. So this is very important for a reading comprehension, that you must understand that passage well. Only then you can solve its exercises. Okay, so read the passage thoroughly. Then the second point is focus on the relevant details and highlight them. Relevant details means the important details. The details that are giving important information. So what is that? Focus on relevant details means whatever, wherever you think that this line is very important or this line is containing important information, what will you do? You will underline that line with a pen or pencil. You highlight that line. So first of all, while solving the exercise, it will save your time in searching out the answers. And second thing, you will be accurate with your work. It will it will reduce the number of mistakes in your work. Okay. So the second thing that we do with the reading comprehension is that we highlight the important information. We underline those important words, important underlines with a pen or pencil. Then the third point is saying that read the questions carefully and go back to the passage to find the answer. Children, once you have read the passage, so this is not enough that you become confident that now I there is no need to read it again, or even while answering those questions you know the answer, you are confident that whatever guess you have made is correct, even then must go back to the passage and verify your answer, that whatever answer you are thinking is right or wrong. Means while solving a reading comprehension, we should not be lenient at all. So when you read a question, even you know the answer, once verify it. And how will you verify it? Go back to the passage and read it again. So that the same thing is told to you. Read the questions carefully and go back to the passage to find the answer. Then the fourth point is the answers are generally in a logical sequence. Logical sequence means, suppose if a story is given to you to read, so in that case the event will take place in a sequence only, in a flow only. So generally the questions are also asked in the same sequence, in the same flow. So you never ever be perplexed or become confused, puzzled, that what should be its answer. So sometimes it happens that a question sounds means in one question two answers sounds correctly. So we should not be confused. We must pay attention on the sequencing of the event and then sequencing of the questions also, that in which sequence the question has been asked, and then answer that question. Okay, so in this way you never ever make mistake, you never ever be going to be wrong. Then try, the last point is try to write the answers in your own words. Generally better you copy down the lines from the passage while writing the answers, but this doesn't leave a good impact. We must try to write the answers in our own language. And always be concise and clear with your language. You need to touch the point only what exactly is asked. Don't exaggerate your answer. And one more, the most important thing is that while answering, must take care of the tense, in which tense the question is asked. So try to frame it in the same tense. Okay, children? Now, here I have brought one story for you to solve in reading comprehension today. Beta, in comprehension, whether a prose or a poetry, anything can be given. Prose, you understand? Any story or any description. And poetry is what? A poem. So, a prose or a poetry, any can be given in unseen passage to solve on. And as far as the exercises are concerned, so in exercises, unseen passages, the exercises that can be taken, that could be the question answers or true or false statements, that could be fill in the blanks also. Even you can ask to determine the part of a speech of a given word, or can be asked to write its synonym or antonym. Okay, any type of exercise that could be match the following also. Okay, so any type of exercise can be given to solve under unseen passages, the reading comprehension. Okay, today here I have brought one story. It's a prose. Okay, so first of all we read the story. The story is of the brave tin soldier. Okay, and then I will ask some of the questions to write down their answers. And I want you all to please arrange one rough notebook and a pen. So that will help you in writing the answers. So are you all ready with your notebooks? Very good. Rough notebooks. We are working right now in rough notebooks. Now let's start reading the story first. Pay attention, class. If you understand it well, only then you can answer those questions well. And as I told you to highlight the important, the relevant that details. So how will you highlight? As right now you are reading the story on my screen. So in your what you can do, you can note down the important information in your rough notebook. And even if you pay full attention while reading, you're not going to face any problem. Let's start with the story, children. The brave tin soldier. There were once 25 tin soldiers who were all brothers, for they had been made out of the same old tin spoon. They shouldered arms and looked straight before them, and wore a splendid uniform, red and blue. What was the color of their uniform? Red and blue. The first thing they ever heard was the word tin soldiers, uttered by a little boy. Who spoke that word, tin soldiers? A little boy. When the lid of the box was taken off, they were giving him a birthday present, and he stood at the table to set them up. The soldiers were all exactly alike excepting one. Only one soldier was different. Why he was different? Who had only one leg. Why only one soldier was different? Because he had only one leg. He had been left to the last. But they made him to stand firmly on one leg. But the boy has not left him in the tin box only. He made him stand on the window, at the window. But the window flew open, and out fell the. Sorry, children, I left one line. When the children came in the next morning, they placed the tin soldier in the window, but the window flew open and out fell the tin soldier. It was a terrible fall. It began to rain till there was a heavy shower. When it was over, two boys happened to pass by, and one of them said. The next morning, the children have placed that one leg tin soldier in the window, and the window was open, so it fell out. बाहर गिर गया. And after that, there was a shower, heavy shower, and when the shower was stopped, what happened? When it was over, when the shower was over, two boys happened to pass by. दो बच्चे, दो boys, they were passing by. वहां से गुजर रहे थे. And one of them said, "Look, there is a tin soldier." They saw that tin soldier on the ground. So they made a boat out of a newspaper. You old people must be making the boats with the paper now when it showers, when it rains. Same way, those two boys have also made a boat with a new newspaper and placed the tin soldier in it and set him sailing down. And they placed that tin soldier in that paper boat. Okay, now story is understood to everyone. If you want to read it once again. Okay, now I'm going to show you the questions. My first question is, see here on my screen, children. Two questions you can see. The first question is, how had the tin soldiers been made out? How had the tin soldiers been made out? You don't have much time, okay? I will give you only 30 seconds to solve this question. You only have to find and write it short in your own words. Clear? How had the tin soldiers been made out? The time is ticking. Tick, tick 1, tick, tick 2, tick, tick 3. Yes, I hope everyone must have written it now. Now the next question is, who did utter the words the tin soldiers? Here, three options being given. You have to choose the correct answer, option. A little boy, a little girl, an old man. Who uttered? Uttered means spoke. So who uttered the words? Tin soldiers, a boy, a girl, or an old man? Now next, number 3. Why the one tin soldier was different from the rest of them? Everybody know that, no? Why the one tin soldier was different from the rest of them? I'm trying to scroll it down, children. Those who don't know the answer, they can read the story quickly and find the answer. My question is, why the one tin soldier was different from the rest of them? Written? Yes. My next question is, what did the children do the next morning? Right now we are checking our ability to understand, means how better we comprehend. Okay, how good you are in reading and how better you understand. Every child, each and every child is checking his own ability right now, and as fast you are answering, that means that much better you understand, that much means you are really a good reader. So what did the children do the next morning? Written? Very good. Now next question is, where was the tin soldier? This is last question, children. Where was the tin soldier? Just try to understand at what time they are talking about and about which tin soldier they are talking about. Now I hope everyone must have written, where was the tin soldier? Now should I show you the key? Answer key? Are you all ready with your answers? Very good. So how had the tin soldiers been made out? Yes, here is my answer key. Check your answers, children. The tin soldier had been made out of some old tin spoons. Then who did utter the words tin soldier? A little boy. Then soldiers were exactly except one who had only one leg. Okay, all the soldiers were exactly alike except one who had only one leg. Next, the next morning, the children placed the one-legged tin soldier in the window, and the last was where was the tin soldier. So the tin soldier fell out of the window with a terrible fall, and later the two boys placed him in a boat made of newspaper. Very good. I hope my all the children must have answered correctly. Am I right, children? So today we have learned how to solve a reading comprehension. But a reading comprehension is not only important for our academic, it will not only adds to your knowledge, somewhere when we read or when we understand better, we read effectively. You must have noticed that when you don't understand anything, you don't have the interest in that and you are not able to deal with that thing. This is a common problem being faced by everybody. So this is very to learn anything. This is very important to understand it better. And how can you understand it better? When you keep on working with that. The same thing we are doing with the reading comprehension. It is not a part of only of your academic. Even it is important for your overall development. When you read more, you learn more. Your mind grows. Your imagination grows. Understanding better gives wings to your imagination. You start inventing new things. You learn how to express yourself, and it creates a good image of yours. So somewhere comprehension is important for overall development, and it is going to help in all the subjects. It is not only reading comprehension is not the part of only one subject. It is necessary for all the other subjects, even in maths and Hindi also. So comprehension means to understand only. How better you understand. Okay, children? That's all for today's class. In homework, you must be having one practice worksheet. Okay? So from that practice worksheet, you will solve two unseen passages. In sequence, you will start with the first one, and both the exercises will be solved in the worksheet only. No work will be done in notebook. I repeat, no work for notebooks. The exercises will be solved in the worksheet only. That's all for today's class, children. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.